little butterflies, welcome back to my channel, Butterfly MUA. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercedes, I'm the face behind Butterfly MUA, and if you are new, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, welcome back. So today I have decided to do a video ranking all the mascaras I currently have in my collection, and also a few others that I've tried and I've used up or I've decluttered. So yeah, let's hop straight into it because it could potentially be a long one. So let's start with, I think, the lowest ranking mascara. So I have 14 altogether that I'm going to talk about today, and the ones that I've decluttered or I have used up, I'm going to put like pictures on the screen. There are a couple of shortish videos that I will put over the top while I'm talking about that mascara, if I have a video. If not, I will show you them in my hand. So let's start with number 14. So number 14 has to be the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. This one I got free as a little freebie or tester from a magazine sometime last year, and all I remember about this one was it was awful. I think I have a video that I'll put over. Yeah, it was absolutely awful. I remember taking the wand out and trying to apply product to my lashes, and it did absolutely nothing. It was like there was no product in there. Now, I'm no stranger to testers. There are other mascaras I've had in the past that are testers, and they've had product in, they've worked fine. So the fact that this one didn't really have anything in, a bit disappointing, but also it didn't really give me any great high hopes for the actual full-size product, because, you know, a lot of people will buy a tester or use a doll size, as they are sometimes called, to see whether they like that product and whether they will purchase the full size. If I had liked it, I probably would have gone on to purchase the full size. But the fact that there was like nothing in there, it did nothing for my lashes, literally didn't even coat them with any pigment whatsoever. So I would never ever recommend that one. So that one is at the bottom of my list. Absolutely awful. And at number 13, this is one that I have decluttered, and I bought it right at the end of last year, I think around about December, because I remember getting it for my birthday, and it is the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. So it was a big fail for me. It didn't really do much. It didn't, like I said, big mood. But for me, all I found was that it just didn't really do much. It didn't really coat my lashes that well. The wand was very big and cumbersome. I didn't really like the formula. So that one for me is a fail. I know I'm not going into as much detail with this one as I did the last mascara, but because I decluttered it so long ago, I actually can't really remember why I disliked it. But I know that it was to do with the formula and the wand. So yeah, that one for me was not a win. Wasn't really a fan of that one. And I know I'm not the only one. I have watched other YouTubers, and I know the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara has not been a favourite for them as well. So at number 12, Makeup Obsession's Mood Mascara. So I think this one was meant to be a bit of a dupe for the e.l.f. one. Although their price points are similar, they're both really drugstore brands. It was definitely trying to dupe that whole effect from the e.l.f. Big Mood one. The wand was pretty much the same, and the formula too. I didn't really like this one. So in my notes, I found it hit my lids, like my eyelids, quite a lot, and like where my lash line is, I would find I was forever getting it on there. It was quite a wet but finicky formula. It would cover some lashes, but it would also not cover other lashes, so it would just look really sparse, and it would just not give a nice even look. Yeah, it would just look, you know, really sparse, really uneven. Just wasn't for me, so I did end up decluttering this one. I didn't keep it for very long in my collection. At number 11, I have a fairly new mascara to me, so I'm just having a look, making sure that it's in focus. This is the Revolution Relove Lilac Mascara. It's meant to be a volumizing one, and it looks like this. So it's a fairly skinny wand, and it kind of looks really cool there, but when you actually apply it to your lashes, to me it just gives a real lash primer look. It doesn't really look very lilac. It has quite a grey tone and tinge to it, so it just looks like lash primer. I did use this the other day. I tried to do a look using it. Wasn't really for me, and I found as well that when I wore it, it did make me look quite washed out. Like my makeup look was, you know, quite bright in tone, but then with this on top it just washed the whole look out, and it just wasn't for me. The price point isn't that bad. I recently got these in a sale on Revolution's website, and I think I paid £2.40, maybe £2.60. So for the price point you can't go wrong, and I can actually incorporate this into my everyday life if I really wanted to. I could use it as a lash primer if I so wish, but I don't want to. I don't really like lash primers, but you know, not for me. But it's not one of the worst ones I've used. Obviously it has something there, but wasn't for me. And then at number 10 I have its sister. So this is the Revolution Relove Pink Volume Mascara. So again, it has that same skinny wand. This one did actually work a bit better than the lilac one. I was able to create quite a nice look. What I like to do is do like a black mascara and then put the pink one on the tips with a pink eye look. That looks quite pretty, but it's still not what I was looking for. Yes, you can tell by the packaging it's not a bright pink, it is a very pastel pink, so you have to be into very pastel tones to enjoy this. It's okay. I will use it for certain makeup looks. You know, I do have to comment on this formula as well, because there's 3 of them all together. One that I absolutely adore, and you'll find out in a minute. Obviously the lilac one and this one. But the formula is actually really good. It doesn't flake and it doesn't transfer. So yes, it's maybe not my favourite in the fact that both of the lilac and the pink can look a bit eye primery or eyelash primer. But the formula is there. It is good. It doesn't flake. It doesn't transfer. So I have to give it dibs for that. I really do. So I do like it, but I had to rank it somewhere in this ranking. At number 9, I have this one from Poundland. It's from Makeup Gallery. So I wore this the other day, and I do have to say this is not a bad mascara, especially for the price point. It's £1, but it's also not the best. Like, it is good in the fact that it doesn't flake. It transfers a tiny bit, but not too much that it's really noticeable. And it does give a really nice natural fluffy eye look, which, you know, if that's your thing, then that's great. It's not a bad mascara. Here's the wand. I don't always like the sort of rubberized wands, which I think is maybe why it's ranked a bit lower for me as well. And it is good, but because it is quite a natural looking mascara, and I have very blonde eyelashes, so I tend to like something that's very pigmented and does give more of a falsy lash look. Because mine are so short, stubby, sparse and blonde, they don't really show up. So I definitely prefer a formula that just stands out a bit more. So this is not bad. For the price point, it's really, really good, but it just doesn't give me the desired look that I want. So not bad, not brilliant. So at number 8, I have the MAC Stack Mascara. I received this free in PR. Yes, it is a doll sized or a sample sized, you know, benefit. You know, sample sizes can work and they do have product in. This one has not actually been that bad. The wand is interesting. It sort of goes in, it's sort of like a funny, like they say like petal shaped, but meh. I don't know whether I would call that a petal. I do like the pigmentation, I do like the formula. This is actually quite a good mascara. It does build, but it's sort of ranked in the middle of my ranking because I do really like it, but I also don't really dislike it, but I also don't love it. So it's not a bad mascara. It is one I will reach for. It's okay, but it's not exceptionally wowed me to the point where I'm like, you must go out and buy this, you need this in your life. It's an okay mascara. So there's that. At number 7 we have the Maybelline The Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. So this one is actually quite a good mascara once it has been opened for 2 to 3 weeks. I do find with some mascaras you have to wait until they reach their peak. If you don't wait for that, you can get very mixed results. I found this one to be quite fluidy when it's first opened, which can make it quite difficult to apply because it's such a wet formula. It can get a bit messy, it can tap onto the lid, it can transfer. But if you wait a couple of weeks, this actually becomes a really nice formula. It dries down a bit more, and it has actually become one that I have really liked. This is the second one I have bought from this, so you know it can't be that bad if I bought it again. This is what the wand looks like, and I do really like this wand. It's very good at hugging the lashes and it does separate them really nicely, but I like the way it's shaped because then it sort of hugs the lower lash line, and because my lower lash line, the lashes are really short, if the brush is too big, I always find that I'm dabbing onto my under eye area and then I end up getting mascara everywhere. So I do like this one. It is really good. I would highly recommend it. I think the packaging looks weird though. It kind of reminds me of a tampon applicator, which I said before when I reviewed this, but it is a good mascara. I do recommend this one. I possibly would have ranked this higher up, but there are other mascaras I've tried that I seem to enjoy a bit more, but for the price point I do like it. It's good. At number 6, excuse how messy the packaging is, but this is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. So this one is from Essence. I found it in Wilko. It is a really good one for the price point. I think it's like £3.30, which in nowadays, you know, cost of living crisis is such a good value for money, and I do really like this. It is a good mascara. The wand I do like because where it goes from that thinner to a thinner like thing, it means I can get into the lower lash line as well. It does kind of remind me of the MAC Stack wand a little bit, but not as bougie, like not as twisty turny petal looking apparently. Yeah, nice formula. I do find it does have a small amount of flaking, a small amount of transfer, but it is really good. Like I can build this up, I can have a really natural lash look, or I can build it up to have a really false lash look, which is the name of it, the false lash effect. So I do think it's really, really good, and I do enjoy it. I have been using it a lot lately, and I like to pair it up with another mascara that I have in my collection, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, really, really nice. I do enjoy. Next up, I'm going to put a video on the screen. It is the Fenty Mascara. So again, I was sent this one in PR. It must have been last year, maybe the year before. And I've used it up, so it's out of my collection because it's been all used. But that was a really, really good mascara. Again, it's one I had to wait a couple of weeks for it to reach its peak. It wasn't one that I enjoyed at first. I found it very liquidy, quite messy. But then when I went back to it a couple of weeks later after it had oxidised, it was actually a really, really nice formula. I used that one until there was nothing left on the wand. Literally, I was going into it and I was like, no, you can't be empty already. I love you. So yeah, that was a really good mascara. I would one day in the future like to repurchase that one, but obviously I have quite a few mascaras in my collection, so I can't really, you know, I can't really buy it at the moment because then I have so many, I need to use them first. It separated my lashes really well, it had a really good pigmentation, next to no flaking, a small amount of transfer, but nothing to write home about. It was okay, I could just, you know, quickly wipe that off, it wasn't too horrendous. So yeah, I did really enjoy that one and I would highly recommend it. And the wand as well, I found that to be really interesting. It sort of had like a skinny side and a fat side. And I remember when I first opened it, I was a bit like, well, this is a bit weird. But actually that type of wand worked really, really well. I would highly recommend that mascara. At number 4, I have a fairly new one to my collection. And this is one that I tend to pair up with the Essence mascara, because this one is really good for my upper lashes because the wand is really fat and chunky, but I can't use this on my lower lash line. It's just no way I'm going to get it everywhere. So this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and it is the doll size, so it is a smaller size. Again, benefit, see, small size, has product in it. This I do really like, and it actually would be on my number 1 spot if it wasn't for the flaking. So this flakes something horrendous. I'm wearing it today, I'm hoping it's not all down my face, but I have noticed lately I've worn this in a few videos, and by the end of the video I can see I've got a few flakes already. The other night I was at work, and I work in retail, so I'm on the shop floor but I'm also on the till, and I was on the till serving a customer, and they were talking to me, and I'm sitting there, well, standing there going like that, trying to fix my eye because a flake has fallen off my lash and gone into my eye. In the end I had to call my colleague over and I was like, look, I've got to go sort my eyeball out, which was quite embarrassing. And then by the end of it, it's all smudged. So it flakes something horrendous. It can transfer a little bit, but I don't mind that so much. It's the flaking. This would be top, honestly, because I really enjoy the look this gives. It gives a really nice fluffy false lash look, and I adore it. Something rotten, but the formula is just really finicky. So this is the wand. It has a nice hourglass figure. The bristles, they all sort of crisscross each other, so as you coat your lashes it coats them all evenly. Oh, I wish this was a more perfected formula and it didn't flake, because I would rave from the hills about this one because I do really like the effect, but I just cannot put it any higher than number 4 because of the flaking. At number 3 I have my Revolution 5D Lash Power Mascara. So this one is a really nice formula. It does give like a really wow impact on your eye. Your lashes can be built up. It does look very in your face 5D. Small amount of transfer, small amount of flaking, but nothing compared to the Too Faced. I do really like this. I think the formula is really good. Nice pigmentation. I've enjoyed it, and I have had some really nice makeup days and lash looks when I have used this. The only downside, which you could probably tell by the way I started talking about it, like I was kind of happy but not overexcited, is the packaging. So it's a click thing, so you don't screw the lid on. So you don't screw the lid on, not the liddle. So this is the wand. Very, very chunky. Again, it's one I can only use on my upper lashes and not my lower lashes, so I tend to pair it with the Essence. But the packaging just really winds me up. You have to click it to close it and click it to open it, but sometimes it doesn't fully click properly, and I've done it where I've thought I've clicked it down but then it stayed open. So I don't know how long this type of formula would last, because it's going to oxidize very quick, because, you know, if you don't fully push that down properly, and then as well when you push it down and then you try to open it and then it gets stuck, and I can just see me breaking this and like breaking the wand. So I do not like the packaging. I think they need to change the packaging. I much prefer the, you know, original way of doing it with the screw lid. Much better, but the formula is really, really good. I will give it that. I really enjoyed that. So yeah. So at number 2 I have this one. So this is the Revolutionary Love Blue Volume Mascara. So as you can see, I ranked the other two colours very low down on my list. But this one is pretty much near the top spot. And that is because I love this. So this is so super vibrant. Like, it's almost neon. And I wore this out with the kids the other day. We went to a neon glow-in-the-dark golf thing, crazy golf, and I pretty much matched the decor. It was really funny. But this is fantastic. It's got such a good formula, no flaking, no transfer. It goes on top of black mascara really well to add a bit of depth, but you can also just apply it straight to your lashes and get blue lashes, or you can put like a white primer base down and have really bright in your face blue lashes. And I love pairing it with the eyeliner that goes with this as well. It's just stunning. I have really enjoyed using this, and it really gives me 80s vibes as well. I don't know whether it's because Stranger Things is such a big hit at the moment and everyone's really talking about it, but I love this. This is such a good mascara. Yeah, I mean, I've put it in my shop, my stash for this month because I really enjoyed it the other day and I really want to play with it some more. So yeah, second spot. So we're nearly there. We're nearly at the top. Okay, so at the top spot at number 1, I have used this mascara up. So I will put a picture on the screen. But it is the Bare Minerals Lash Topia, which is the bestest mascara ever. Which is what I've put in my notes. Literally, bestest mascara ever. So I love this one so much, and I really want it back in my collection. But it is a very high-end mascara and is very expensive. I got mine free in a goodie bag when I went to the Glamour Big Weekender last year, and you know what, I wish my goodie bag had just been filled up with them because I would have been so happy. But it's such a damn good mascara. After a couple of weeks of being open, it reached its peak and it was perfection. There was hardly any flaking, hardly any transfer, but you could build it as well. I remember putting it on in the morning for the school run, and then I would come home and film videos like that's what I do. I take the kids to school first, then come back. And I didn't take my makeup off, I just did an eye look and then applied a bit more mascara. And it built back over the top, like it didn't look silly. It didn't go all spider leggy. It really worked. It really built on top of each other, even though I'd been wearing it for 2 hours. And then even after doing that, it didn't flake. And it was just such a good formula. The pigmentation was brilliant. It really separated my lashes well. It gave me such a nice fluffy false lash look. I adore that mascara, and one day I will have it back in my collection. I promise you that, because it is amazing and I really recommend it. I love it so much. So yeah, absolutely love that one. So that is my mascara ranking video of all the mascaras I have in my collection, or ones that I have tried in the past. I can guarantee I'll be doing one of these videos again in a couple of years when I have tried some more mascaras. At the moment I have quite a few in my collection that are open, which is probably quite silly because mascara has a very short shelf life. Once it's opened, you need to use it ideally within 3 to 6 months. I think the smaller ones I can work through quite quickly, then move back onto the larger ones. I'll work my way through them, and the ones that don't really work well or they turn quicker, I will declutter. But for the most part, I am going to use these and I'm going to enjoy the ones that I do enjoy. Usually if they are a really bad mascara, I will declutter them. And I remember literally saying a few months ago, like, I was really struggling to find a mascara I liked after having the Bare Minerals one. I remember buying all these mascaras and thinking, oh my god, they are awful, all of them. I really don't enjoy them. But at the moment I seem quite satisfied. I think I am a bit of a mascara snob now. You know, after having Bare Minerals, it has really made me a snob. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.